Thanks for tuning in to the Women's Vibrancy Code, a podcast dedicated to helping women move from exhausted to energized, balance their hormones, and feeling turned on by their life, their lover, and themselves. I'm your host, Maraya Brown. I'm a Yale and functional medicine trained women's health expert, midwife, mom, keynote speaker, and self-made entrepreneur. I'm the founder of my signature program, the Women's Vibrancy Code. So sit back, relax, and let's chat about your energy, hormones, libido, and embracing your feminine power. Oh, and you might want to have pen and paper to take some notes on some of these episodes. Let's talk about women and autoimmune conditions. This feels like such an important topic for today. And I was like, oh, this is a big one. I was thinking about a bunch about it over the weekend. For those of you listening in the Women's Vibrancy Code podcast, welcome back. I say grab your favorite cozy drink and get ready for a deep dive into understanding autoimmune conditions, specifically for women. Okay, I'm here to guide you through this comprehensive guide tailored for you. And let's really dig into some of the issues that are not working for us, the misdiagnosis, and what is going on here. So first question, have you ever experienced fatigue, diarrhea, achy muscles, brain fog, maybe strange skin stuff, changes in sleep, changes in energy levels, weight, right? Joint aches and pains. It's easy to brush these symptoms off as unrelated nuisances, but they could actually be signs of autoimmune conditions lurking beneath the surface that are simply going undiagnosed. So yes, hormones are related. Yes, there's a foundational piece that is being missed. Okay, let's start with the basics. Okay, autoimmune disease 101. Picture this. Your body's immune system, the superhero defending you against invaders, starts getting a bit confused and decides to attack its own cells and tissues instead. Okay, that's autoimmune disease for you. And there are over 100 different types, ranging from systemic issues that affect your whole body to specific organ-related troubles. And here's the kicker. If you have one autoimmune disease, you're more likely to develop another. It's like a never-ending game of whack-a-mole with your health, that whack, whack, whack. And what ends up happening is it's often undiagnosed, and women end up coming to me and my team, and they go, WTF, I don't recognize myself in the mirror. I'm having all of these symptoms. Providers are saying my labs look normal, or maybe it's all in my head and they hand me another pill and I'm not feeling better. Okay, so here's a staggering statistic for you. Approximately 80% of those affected by autoimmune conditions are women. Yes, I said 80%. You heard it right. And the ratios are mind-blowing. So for rheumatoid arthritis, we're looking at 3-1, women to men. Lupus, 6-1. Okay. Hashimoto's a whopping 10-1. Okay. And I have seen an extraordinary rise in Hashimoto's diagnosis since C19 and the pandemic. Not to mention celiac disease, although I forgot. I had the stats. I think it was 6-1 for celiac disease, but don't quote me. I forgot to write that down for this live. Okay. Women are definitely leading the charge when it comes to battling autoimmune issues, but why is getting diagnosed such a struggle? Picture this. You're bouncing from doctor to doctor, provider to provider, lab draw to lab draw, trying to figure out what's going on with your body. On average, it takes about 4 different doctors over a 4-year period before landing on a correct diagnosis. Some women are even told their symptoms are all in their head, or they're just stressed out. Okay. Oh, you'll be fine. It's just that this is part of aging. Okay. It's maybe all the symptoms are in your head. Talk about frustration, right? If that is you, I would love to hear from you. If you're watching this live, comment down below. Have you experienced that? Okay. Now let's talk about hormones. How are hormones related to this conversation around autoimmune conditions? Our bodies are influenced by estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, to name a few, each playing a role in our immune response. Okay. Different chapters of our life, such as pregnancy, breastfeeding, menopause, changes these hormones, changes our immune response, not to mention as our gut health is changing, our adrenal well-being is changing, and stress levels are changing. So cortisol is another hormone that is very relevant in the midst of this conversation. So while estrogen can be a bit of a mixed bag for autoimmune conditions, the good news is progesterone and testosterone tend to have our backs, actually offering some anti-inflammatory support. Now, cortisol, on the other hand, not our immune system's friend. So when you hear me talk about stress reduction and preventing burnout, keep in mind that is influencing the conversation around autoimmune conditions as well. So my hope is that you are really heeding my words and taking this seriously. But it's not just hormones wreaking havoc. It's also environmental factors and stress. We're bombarded with all sorts of chemicals on the daily, okay, from household cleaners to all the beauty products that we put on our skin and our hair and our cleaning products and our laundry detergents and our plastics. And guess what? Women bear the brunt of this chemical onslaught, which might explain why we are more prone to autoimmune conditions. It is one of the hypotheses. So take the beauty care products seriously, my friends. Endocrine disruptors are a real thing. In some ways, it makes sense for women because we end up for most of us, at some point in our life becoming pregnant. And now we have this foreign thing inside of our body, half made from another person's DNA and cells. And so the immune system inevitably shifts so that we don't fight against the placenta or fight against the baby. And so there are a lot of different factors here, but they're all things to take seriously. And I want you to hear loud and clear that if you are having any of these lists of symptoms and you feel like you're not being heard, I want you to continue to advocate for yourself. Once again, on average, 4 different providers. Okay, so continue to advocate, reach out my way. Okay, I've got you. Okay, speaking of stress, did you know it's considered an environmental toxin? Yes, that's right. Stress can send our immune system into a tailspin, making us more susceptible to autoimmune conditions. And let's face it, okay, we juggle a lot, right, ladies? From work to family, to running businesses, to children, our community, and everything in between. So no wonder stress is hitting us hard. So ironic that most women are the ones that make the healthcare decisions in a household, and yet our autoimmune conditions go staggeringly more undiagnosed than men. Okay, here's a surprising fact. Vitamin D, as in dog deficiency, often overlooked, has also been linked to many autoimmune conditions. And guess who's more likely to be deficient? Yep, you guessed it. Women, all the single ladies. Okay. I'm not going to sing. Okay, despite this, checking our vitamin D level isn't part of routine women's health screening. And even if it is, when they are doing an annual screening, the ranges that are considered normal are totally bogus. So it's very possible that even if you've been told you've been tested for vitamin D, as in dog, and they told you that the range was normal, in my world, from a functional medicine lens, looking at it through autoimmune scenarios, and foundational wellness, I go, not normal. Okay. So another factor that's really important, I really want you to hear this. Okay. Let's talk about the microbiome, AKA the gut. Okay. It is home to a whopping 70% of our immune system. So disturbances here can be major clues into the origins of autoimmunity. It's like our gut is the command center for our immune army, and we've got to keep it in tip-top shape, okay? Have you heard me suggest getting a GI map test and having someone from my team review it? If you haven't and you're new in my world, let me tell you, Yes, I can order the GI map. It's a stool test. It looks deep into your gut microbiome. Someone from me and my team can be there to review it and be there to listen to you and hear the complexity of all these different pieces of the puzzle and help you once and for all start taking steps towards really feeling heard, seen, and moving towards feeling better. Okay. It can be the step that stops the delay in diagnosis and actually gets you on the path of healing as well as prevention. Okay. So our gut microbiome is something to really take seriously. If you've seen a provider and they have not looked thoroughly at your gut microbiome, don't blame them. It's complex. You need to make sure that you have someone that is well trained and versed, and this is what they specialize in, which is why I hired a team dietitian who has literally flown all over the world to teach clinicians specifically on this topic. So just know I've got you. Okay. Okay. Then there's the fragmented nature of the medical system. With autoimmune disease affecting multiple organs and systems, it's like trying to solve a puzzle without all of the pieces. And to make matters worse, some providers just don't take our symptoms seriously, chalking them up to stress or simply dismissing them altogether. Okay. Let's not forget about sexism. It is a real thing. Oh, yeah, it is. Despite the fact that autoimmune disease affects more women than men, we often face longer diagnostic delays. I mean, come on. Why the double standard, right? It's high time we demand the respect and care we deserve. And so once again, please reach out. Okay. But fear not. By raising awareness, advocating for ourselves, and seeking out knowledgeable healthcare providers, we can navigate the murky waters of autoimmune conditions with confidence, with self-advocacy, knowing that there are people out there that can help you and give you the hand-holding and look at you in your entirety, right? Trust your words, listen to all of the symptoms, order the right tests, and have a multidisciplinary team like what I've put together to be here to support you, okay? Your health matters. So don't be afraid to speak up and seek help when needed. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by providers as though they are on this pedestal, like they're gods, and we don't want to argue or dismiss or I don't know. What I'm saying is just continue to be in self-advocacy. Okay. You know your body, right? So in conclusion, autoimmune conditions are no joke. Okay. They affect millions of women worldwide and can have serious consequences if left untreated. Okay. But armed with knowledge and determination, a little sprinkle of worthiness, we can take control of our health and well-being. Okay. You can continue to advocate for yourself. And I promise you're not stuck to just your geography. I support women all over the world. I cannot tell you how many diagnoses of Hashimoto's I have made in the past few years. Even a woman who went back to her endocrinologist who had been prescribing her thyroid medication for 10 years. And she said, look, my thyroid antibodies are completely out of whack. And her endocrinologist said, oh, yeah, of course you have Hashimoto's. There's nothing we can do about it. Like, you guys, there is so much that we can do about it foundationally so that you can start feeling better and have answers and not feel so dismissed. So here's a cheers with my water, with my yummy adaptogen elixir. Here's a cheers to staying informed, staying empowered, and taking charge of our autoimmune journey, okay? We get to feel spectacular. We get to feel vibrant. We get to be in the place of self-advocacy, and we get to feel heard and seen. So please reach out. Let's get started to put the pieces of the puzzle together, okay? To have a team that can be there to look at foundational cause and take you seriously when you have concern around your fatigue, your brain fog, your weight changes, your aches and pains, your strange rashes, right? So much more. The diarrhea, the constipation, the bloating, all of those can be signs that there is something going on from an autoimmune condition, okay? My team can order your labs, okay? Be your place of advocacy and help you along your journey to vitality and longevity. So you can actually go out and create the legacy you always thought you would. Okay, so I will make sure to put the link in the description. Please click the link, advocate for yourself. Be the one to say, yes, you're right. I keep trying. People are not taking me seriously. Maybe this is an autoimmune condition, and maybe there's something I can do about it. So I look forward to chatting. With that, hopefully you feel inspired. Hopefully you feel invigorated. Hopefully you feel empowered, and to know that you're not alone and there are solutions out there.